I will never babysit again. This still haunts me to this day. A bit of backstreet. I was in college. To make extra money I used to babysit for a few families in my area. One of the people I usually babysit for rang me with a last-minute request to see if I could do them a favor and babysit for their friends. I needed the money, so I said I'd do it. They lived in a super old manor house in the middle of nowhere. It took me a good 30-minute drive through woodlands to find their house. It was huge with a large courtyard in front. It was a young couple that owned the house, with a really young baby. They seemed super nice, and apologized for the last-minute call-out. They told me their child was already asleep upstairs, and to ring them immediately if she woke up. They said they'd be back at about midnight and there were some snacks on the side for me. I'd brought some college work to do, but as procrastination got the better of me I decided to go have a snoop around their huge house instead. I took the baby monitor with me to make sure she was okay. It was a little high-tech one, with a small screen linked to a night camera in the room so I could keep an eye on the baby. I had a quick look around the rooms and found myself in the basement where they had a games room, with pool table, dartboard etc. Bored as I was I decided to play some darts, so I put the baby monitor down on the pool table with the sound still on. After about 20 minutes of playing darts I heard a scratching sound coming from the baby monitor's speakers. I looked into the screen and could see the camera moving slightly, as if someone was trying to unscrew or adjust it. This was followed by a black object flashing across the screen, like a hand or something. The screen then went pitch black and the sound completely went off. This was immediately followed by a baby's scream coming from upstairs. I immediately phoned the parents and they told me to stay exactly where I was. I couldn't. I needed to make sure the baby was okay. There was a box full of sports equipment in the basement. I grabbed a baseball bat and began to walk back upstairs. All the lights I had turned on through the corridors were now turned off. It was unnerving. I hadn't heard any movement upstairs, yet as I walked the floorboards beneath me creaked. But someone or something must have turned the lights off because I was certain I had left them on. Using my phone's torch as a light, I slowly walked up the stairs from the basement and got to the landing. I could see the front door was still shut, and the TV was still on in the living room. I quickly checked each room on this floor to make sure there was no one there. All of them empty. I could still hear the baby wailing from upstairs. Her parents were on their way back but they said they would be a little while. From here I went straight up to the baby's room. I put my ear to the door and could hear nothing but the baby's cries. Then I heard a rustling, like rustling a shopping bag. I pushed the door wide open and stepped back. Instantly the crying stopped. I shone my torch into the room. I couldn't see anyone so I entered. The baby was sat upright in her crib, but no longer crying. I had a really good look around the room. There was no one there. The window was bolted shut from the inside, so no one had left through the window. No one else was there but us. The baby was already back fast asleep before I'd finished looking around the room, so I left her. I closed the door and headed back to the living room. About 40 minutes later the parents arrived back home. I told them what had happened and they didn't seem shocked at all. They told me not to worry about it, and that their baby has nightmares all the time. They then asked me if I was free the following weekend to come back. Fuck that. I won't be going back there ever again.